Hello guys, welcome back to the new video. So in this video we're gonna make this frame me portfolio website using Elementor and the WordPress. Okay, so let me show the demonstration of the project which we're gonna make in this video from start. Okay, so let's refresh this website and I'm gonna show you what we are gonna build in this video. Okay, so here you can see that this is a very beginner friendly tutorial. If you want to learn the Elementor basics, then this video is for you. Okay, so you can see that here we have a simple portfolio website. Okay, here you can see that the name of the website is frame me, and at first we have this sticky header. So you can see that we have this animation on this menus also. Okay, so when you hover on these links, you can see that we have this type of animations. So I will show you how we're gonna add this type of animations. Also you can see that here we have the contact now button, and here we have this type of simple hover animation. Okay, so you can also expand this by adding this type of animation. I will show you how you can do that in the video also. And also you can see that when you scroll below, then this part of the header is always sticky at the top. So I will show you how you're going to build this type of sticky header using the Elementor. Okay, so now let me refresh this website again and I will show you some animations of the hero section. So you can see that when you refresh the website and like this, so you can see that we have this animation coming here like this, and these are the sequence animations. So you can see that these are the sequence animations, so they are coming in a sequence. Let me show you again. Okay, so you can see that we have this type of layout, and here we have the let's talk here BTN, and you can see that we have this type of image. Here we have this type of graphics. Okay, and we have this type of button. Okay, so I will show you how you're gonna build this. So let's move to the next section. Here you can see that we have the services section, and also you can see that we have this beautiful color behind this. So and also you can see that when I hover on this, we have this type of shadow at the back. Okay, so you can see that we have the box shadow here behind, and I will show you how you're gonna add this. So this is giving some look. Okay, so you can see that here we have the shadow effect on the hover, and I will show you how you're gonna build this type of services section. Also you can see that here we have some icons, and also we have this hover effect on these icons also. Okay, so I will show you how we're gonna build this. Now let's move to the next section. Here you can see that we have the skills and experience section. So here you can see that we have this experience button like this. Here we have skills and appearance, and here you can see that my skills. So we have the hover effect on these things also. So I will show you how you're gonna build this type of things. Okay, so you can see that here we have this hover effect. Here we have this hire me button, and all of these experiences are there, and we have this type of layout. Okay, so I will show you how you're going to build this thing also, and let's go below. And here you can see that we have the latest project section. So here we can showcase our portfolio like this. We have the portfolio latest project, and here we have this type of hover effect on this thing also. So you can see that we have the box shadow here. Okay, and here we have this type of hover effect, and here we have this type of layout. Okay, and also we have the animation on this. So let me show you the animation again, and the animations are like this. You can see all of these animations are working. Okay, you can see that. And let's move to the next section. Here you can see that we have the client kind words. So here we have the testimonial slider, so we can slide it by using the mouse cursor like this. Okay, and here we have the infinite scroll, so you can also pause this. Also we have this hover effect on these things, like here you can see that. Okay, so I will show you how you're gonna build this type of testimonial slider, and these are all the custom sections. We are not gonna import any pre-made template like other YouTubers. We are gonna build everything from start. Okay, so you will learn how to use the Elementor, the powerful page builder. Okay, so here you can see that we have all of these things. Okay, so let's go below. Here you can see that we have this simple contact form, and here we have all of these details, and here we have this graphics. Here we have send message. Here we have a simple form, and here we have the let's discuss project. Okay, here we have the phone address, email, and all of this information. Here we have a simple form. Okay, so whenever someone fill out this form, it will get back to their email ID. Okay, so I will show you how you're gonna build this type of beautiful forms using the Elementor also. And at last you can see that we have the simple footer here. Here we have the social icons, and here we have the copyright. Okay, and also you can see that here we have this scroll to top button. If I click on this button, it will take me to the top of the website like this. Also you can see that when I scroll to some section, then you can see that this is automatically highlighted. So now I'm on the services, so this is highlighted. Now let's go below. Now I am on the skills, so this is also automatically highlighted. Similarly for the projects, and similarly for the content. Okay, also you can see that all of these sections are fully responsive. So let me show you. Also you can click on this, so it will take you to the respective section. So you can see at the top we have the CSS ID here. So this is happening because of the CSS ID. So you should have at least some coding knowledge also if you want to learn WordPress. Okay, so it will be very helpful for you. So we have the skills, projects and contact. Also we can click on this scroll to top button. We have this scroll to top button here. So when we click on this button, it will take me to the top of the website like this. Okay, so I will show you how you're gonna add that button also. So let's go to the inspect part of the website, and you can see our website is fully responsive for the smaller screen. So let me refresh this website and I will show you all the animations. So you can see that all of these animations are fully working. Here we have the toggle button. Here we have all of these links and menus. Okay, so now let's go below. Here you can see that all of these sections are fully responsive. Also when we click, we have the shadow effect coming here on this. Also we have this animations fully working on this. Okay, so you can see. Now let's go below. Here we have the skills and experience. All of these sections are fully working. Also we have this box shadow. Okay, so I will show you how you're gonna build this type of awesome website using the Elementor and WordPress, and we're gonna build everything from start. We are not gonna import any pre-made template like other YouTubers. Okay, so you can see that here we have the beautiful layout. You can also move this arrow to the top, but I think this is looking good below. Okay, so you can see all of these sections. Here we have the testimonial slider, and this is perfectly sliding in the smaller screens. So I will show you how you're going to build this type of custom website using the Elementor. So let's go below. Here you can see that we have the contact section. Here we have contact form. Here we have phone, email, okay, all of these things. Here we have the social icon. Okay, so you can see that all of these sections are fully responsive for all the screens, and also they will adapt the screen size whenever you change the layout and all. You can see. So this is fully responsive website, and I will show you how you're going to build this everything from start. Also you can see when we toggle on this, we can go to a respective section, and also you can see that in the mobile also this part of the header is sticky at the top. Here we have the sticky skills, then we have the projects. Okay, so all of these sections are fully responsive in the small screens. Also if you want to buy this kit, you can buy this kit at very affordable rates. All the links are in the video description. Also I will give you all of these images for free. So all the links are in the video description. Also if you want to support us, please support us on our buy me a coffee if you want to support us. Okay, so I hope you understand what we are gonna build in this tutorial. So without wasting any time, let's get started. Okay, so for making this website, I have installed a fresh WordPress installation. So you can see that we have this setup. So let me show the themes and the plugin what we're gonna use for making this. So let's go to the themes, and for the themes we are gonna using the official Elementor theme. So you can see that we are using the Hello Elementor theme, and for the plugins we are gonna use. So let me show you. So for the plugins we are gonna use the Elementor, and it's a pro version. Also we sell Elementor Pro. If you want to buy the Elementor Pro, you can check out the links are in the video description. Okay, I will also give you all of these images for free. So let me show you the images. So you can see that I have already uploaded all of these images which are required for making this. Okay, so I will give you all of these things for free in a video description. So all the images are free for free. And you can see that first we have to make a new page. So let's make a new page. So here we have to remove some existing page. So let's remove this page, move to trash. Okay, then after that we're gonna add a new page. So let's add the new page here. So the name of the new page will be home, and here you can see that we have the default template. So let's choose the Elementor full width, and we're gonna publish this. Okay, so let's go here, and here you can see that we have the settings. So let's go to the rating option, and here we can choose the static page and we can choose the home page. Okay, so let's save the changes. Okay, so now you can see that when you go from here and visit the site, so it will open the home page which you have set here. Okay, so it will load this home page. You can see that. Now let's start making this. So you can see that we have this. So let me go here, and we're gonna go to this edit page option. You can also go from pages, all pages, and you can just go to edit option. Okay, now we have to click on this edit with Elementor. Okay, you have to choose the template Elementor full width. Okay, now you can see that we have this. So now we have to make some global things. So let me show you. So let me close this, let's make this smaller. Okay, now we have to go to this site settings, and here we have to choose the global colors. So we have to add this global color. So let me go here, and I'm gonna use the Colorzilla. So this is a color picker tool. So let me copy this color tool from here. Okay, and here we gonna add the theme one. Okay, I always name this. You can also name according to the colors. Now we're gonna choose the black color also. So let me choose the theme 2. Okay, this is the black color. Okay, now we're gonna also choose this other color. So let me go here and we're gonna choose this. Okay, I think this is copied or not. Let me see, because it will copy the hover color. Okay, so this is copying the hover color. So let me do one thing. Let me go from here again, Colorzilla, and I am gonna copy this color from here. Now let's see. Okay, so this is good. Okay, and also we have a background color, so we have to copy the background color also. So let's go to the Colorzilla and we're gonna copy the background color. Okay, and here we can write here we can name this BG1. Okay, suppose if we have some other BG color also, so we can name this as BG1, BG2, BG3. Okay, that's okay. Now we have to set some global fonts. So let's go to the first. We have to go to the global fonts, and here we're gonna use the font. Let me go to this and we're gonna check which font we are using. So I'm using the font Ninja here. This is the Google Chrome extension, so for checking all of the fonts, so it will analyze all of the fonts. So you can see we are only using one font, which is the Rubik Light. So we can go here and we're gonna set all the font to the Rubik Light. So let's set this Rubik. Okay, Rubik Light. If we don't have, we're gonna set this Rubik only. Okay, now let's go to the secondary one also, and here also we can set this Rubik. Okay, now we can go to this text. Here also we can set this to Rubik. Okay, and here we can set this to accent. This also set this to Rubis. Okay, now we can save the changes. Then after that we can just go back, and here you can see we have the typography option. Here for the body font also we can set this to Rubik font. Okay, here for the link font also we can set this to Rubik font. Okay, now we have this H1, and here also we can set this to Rubik font. Then we have the H2. Here also let's set this to Rubik font. Okay, then we have the H3, also Rubik font. H4 also we have this Rubik font. For the H5 also we have to set this to. Okay, so you have to set all the fonts in the global fonts and typography. Set all them to same fonts. Okay, this is done. Now let's save the changes. So we have to do one more thing. You can see here we have the buttons option. So we have to design this button. So you can see that right now all the buttons we have it like this. So now let's design this button also. So this is the default button. If you want to design it, we can also design this. Suppose you can see here we have the two button type. So let me show you how we can design this button. So you can see here we have the background type. So let's choose the background type as theme 1. Okay, and here we have the border also. So you can see border type, we can choose the solid. Here we can choose the 2 pixel, and we can choose the default color. Okay, and for the padding we can choose 15 to the top, 30 to the right, 15 to the bottom, 30 to the left. Okay, and border radius will be 0. And for the typography and for the text color we can choose this to theme 2, and for the typography we can choose it to 15 pixel. Okay, all of these things is done. And also for the hover property we can choose this. So this is not visible here right now, I know, but you can do this. And for the border color, here also for the border we can choose this to like this, and border radius will be 0. Okay, that's it. Now let's save the changes. Now whenever you add some buttons, so it will, so also you can see that here it is saying, in order for theme style to affect to the relevant Elementor element, please disable this. So we have to go to the settings page and we have to disable this. Checking this box will disable Elementor default colors. Okay, so we have to save the changes. Now we are ready. Now let's me close this, and if you want we can also try this. So let's me add a new button here. So you can see this button is added here, but this is okay. So let me go here and from here now let's me open this, and now let's go to this edit with Elementor again. Okay, now let's try to add this button again. So you can see this button is now loaded. Okay, so you can see this is working now. Okay, so we have to just refresh that. Okay, so now let's start making this first section. So for making this we have to add two section layout. So let's add two section layout here, and here we can also name this hero, and here we can see we have this 1300 max width, and here we can add 40 to the top, 40 to the bottom. Now let's go below. Here in the first we can remove this, second also we can remove this. Okay, now for the second we have to add an image. So let's add this image. Go to media library, and here you can see I have this image. Okay, so this image is done. Also you can see here we have this type of button. So now let me show you how we're gonna make this. So let's add this button. So you can see this button is having the default color. Now we have to make this like this. So for this is very simple. Now we have to just make the background color to all 0, and here we have this color, and border type would be solid, and this would be 1, and this would be like this. Okay, like this. And here also you can see that we have this hello, so we can write this hello. Also you can see for the padding we can add 10. Okay, and here we can add 20. Here also we can add 20. Okay, now you can see we have this. So what we can do, we can just now you can see we have this hello hero. We can go to the layout, and here we can make everything in the center. Now you can see this is the first left one, and this is the second one. You can see in the left one we can just make it like this. Okay, now you can see here we have this thing. We can also make this rotate. So we have to make this like this. So for that we can go to the click on this button, then go to the transform. Here you can choose the rotate option. You can just add this like this, 25. Okay, so this is looking good. We can add this to 20. Okay, now we can add heading. Okay, so this will have this, and here we can add okay, now we can add this to okay, and here we can have this to 60. Then here you can see we have this 30, here we have 40, 50. Okay, now you can see we have this text here, so we can also make this a little bit bigger. We can make this 60, and for this we can go to the width option. Here you can see, and here we can go to the custom, and here we can just make it like this. Okay, like this. Here also we can just add some line height, like we can add the em value of 1.2 em like this. Okay, so now let's publish this one, and we can also preview this. We can also view this page, and we can also preview this from here. Okay, so this is looking like this. Now you can see we have to add this text, so we can just go here and we can add this text below. Okay, now you can see we can just copy this like this. Okay, and here also okay, so here we have 50 value. Let's choose this to 30 only, and here we can just increase the size of this to 20. Okay, and here also we can play with its width like this. And if I go to the hero, so we can make this to 60. Also here you can see that we have this button. Now let me add a button below, and this will say let's talk. And here for the background type we have this color. We can make this white, And here also for the border type we can have this, make this white, okay, like this. Okay, so in this way, and also we can make this to black. Okay, like this, we can make this black. You can also preview this, and on hover you can see we have this bob effect. So let me go to this, and we can add this hover effect on this. So let me go to the advanced, and here we can, and here you can see we have the motion effect. So we can just go to this, and here we can choose the bob animation. You will, okay, so this is the entrance animation. We want to add this to hover animation. So for that we have to go to the styles, go to the hover, and here you will see we have the bob animation. Let's add the bob animation like this. Also we can add some margin to this, like we can put this 30. Okay, this is done. Now let's publish. Now if I go here and refresh this, and after refreshing you can see that we have this. Now you can see we have this graphics here, so let's put that also. We can add this image at the top. Okay, you can add this. You can also move this from here. You can now set this image, so let's choose this image. Now we can just go to this, and here we have the position absolute value, and we can just make this file like this. You can also move this at the top. Okay, this is done. Now you can see we have to add this graphic also, so we can just put this image here, and we can choose this here. Okay, and here we can choose the custom value, and here we can just choose the position absolute. Okay, then we can just go to the vertical option, and here we can just make this like this. Okay, so you can just move anywhere you want to move. So you can see we have moved this silo here, and now let me go here, and we're gonna refresh this. So let's see. So this, you can see this is looking good, and also this hover effect. Okay, so our hero section is ready. Now let's move to the next section where we're gonna build the services grids. And also for making the services, what we can do, we can just go here, and here we can just add a new section like this, and here we can name this section services. Here you can see we have to write 1300 max width, and here we have 80 to the top, 80 to the bottom. Okay, here we have the color option, so we can just choose the BG1 color here. Okay, like this. Okay, now let me make the brightness little bit low. Okay, now you can see we have this thing. So now we're gonna use, now we are not gonna make this button again and again. We have to just copy this. So let's copy this. Okay, so this is the power of the Elementor, that you can copy and paste any section from anywhere. Okay, so this is going like this. So what we can do, we can just go to the layout, and we can make everything in the center like this and like this here. So this is saying services. So let me go here, and we can click on this. Here it's saying services. Okay, now we can just add it here. Okay, so sorry for the background noise little bit, guys. So here you can see we have to add this, and we can make the size of this smaller, so we can make this 50. Okay, and here you can see we can also make this to 30. Now you can see we have this grid. So for making this grid, what we can do, we can just add a grid here, and here you can see we have the 6 grids. So let's keep this here, and let's remove all of these paddings. Now let's go below, and here we're gonna add a new container. Here you can see we have to add the 30 pixel width, and we can also make this white. Okay, and here we have the border. We can have this border color. Here we can make this black. Okay, and the border radius would be 0. Now let me add this, and here we can add the 0 1. and for the below also we gonna copy this. So let me copy this, and here we can write web design, and now we can just go here and just fill it, and we can play with the size of this. So we can just make it smaller, like make this 22. Also we can copy this text from the top. Okay, so now we can paste this here, and here also we can just make this custom full width, and now we're gonna decrease the size of this. Okay, and here also we can just go here. Okay, so this is done. Now you can have this icon, so you can just add this icon here. You can see we can just drag and drop this icon, and we can also make this here. So here we have to choose the stacked option, and you can choose any random icon which suits your name. So we have the website design, so we can just choose this. Okay, so I'm choosing some random icons, so, but you can choose icons according to your design. Here we can make this black. Okay, now we have the size option. We can just increase and decrease the size of this like this. Let's keep this 30. Here we have this hover effect, so let's keep the hover effect to the black color, and this would be like this. Okay, and here also we can choose the bob effect like this. This is looking good. Okay, so this is done, and similarly we can just go here, and here we can just keep this to 30. Okay, let's keep this 20. Now you can see we have this box shadow. So for the box shadow, what we can do, we can just go to this let's make this box, and here you can see we have this bottom, and in the hover we have to put the box shadow. So like this, you can see we have some, so we can write this 4 and 7, and this would be 1, this would be 1, and for the color we can make this to full like this. So you can see we have this is looking good. Okay, so this is looking good. Now we have to just duplicate this box, so we can just go here and we can duplicate the box here 6 times. So we can just duplicate this. Okay, now you can see we have this, and we can go to the grids, and here also we can see you can go to the layout, and here you can see we have some gap. Let's add the gap of 30. Also we can choose the grid, go to advanced, here on the margin we can add the 30 or 20. Let's publish. Okay, so now you have to just replace all of this content, and your services section is also ready. Now let's see. You can see after refreshing we have the service. Also these things are fully working. Just you have to replace all of this content according to your website. Okay, so this option is also ready. Now let's move to the next section where we're gonna build the skills and experience section. Now let's move to the next section where we're gonna make the skills and experience section. So you can see we have to make this section now, so we have to again add the 2 section layout. So let's add this, and here we can choose this container where we have the 2 layouts. Okay, now let's name this here. Here we can write this services, and here also we can make this 1300 max width, and here we can just choose 80 from the top and 80 for the below. Okay, like this, and we can also minimize this by using this. Okay, now you can see we have this 1, and here we have the 2. Okay, now you can see we have to just go here, and we can just paste this. Okay, we can just choose this, and we can make everything in the center. Okay, now we can just copy the title from the top again, and we can just go here and paste it. Okay, here also we can just copy this from here, and let's paste this here. Okay, now let's again add this 30. Now you can see we have to add this heading. So this is also very simple. We can just copy this from the top. Okay, so this is the power of the Elementor, that's why we are able to build website fast. Okay, so here we can also choose some custom like this. Okay, so all of the things are there. Just we have to know what you are doing. Now you can see we have the skill section. So for adding the skills, we can just add a new container here. Okay, like this. and we can just remove all of this padding. Now you can see we have this my skill setting. So again we are I'm gonna copy this, just paste this here, and here I'm gonna just replace this my skills. And from the styles I'm gonna go to this, and we're gonna add some smaller size. So let's see. Okay, so let's keep this to 30. Okay, 27 is good. Now you can see we have this. So this, for this we are gonna use the grid again. So let's add this grid here below. Okay, here you can see we have this 3 by 3 by 3. So we can just choose this 3 by 3 here, and here we can just remove all of these paddings. Now we can add a container. Okay, and this container is saying that 20%. Okay, now we can just add the icon, and here we can upload some SVG. Enable this, and I will give you all of these SVGs. So let me find this SVG. I have downloaded that. So I think I have this Android, Apple, then here the Angular, React, CSS3, HTML5. Okay, so these are this. So I think this will not be uploaded in one time. There is some Elementor bug, so you can see only this one is uploaded. Now let's go below, and we're gonna try to upload this again. Okay, we are not gonna import the Android again because we already did that. Okay, so in this way, let's choose the HTML first. Okay, so this is here. Now we can choose the stacked here. Here also we can okay, so we have to choose the primary color to this, and rest color we can choose this to white. Okay, let's increase the size of this also. Okay, this is the good thing, 30. Okay, now you can see we have this HTML word. So now we can just add a new heading below that, and this would be my HTML. And we can also just go here and increase and decrease the size of this, 18, 17. Now we can just go here, skill, okay, and here we can just make this like this in the center. Okay, we can also increase the size of this. Okay, now you can see we have this border and we have this box shadow. Now we can just click on this main container, go to styles, and here we can choose the border color as this, and border color would be black, and border radius would be 0. And for the hover, so for the hover we have this border box shadow, and we can just go here and we can increase the size of this, and this would be 4, 7, 1 and 1, like this. Now we can just go here and we can just duplicate this. Okay, so here you can see we have to choose this 2 by 3. Okay, so this is 2 by 3. So we can just choose this. We can again choose this. Okay, so this is done. Okay, and here you can see for this we have this 20, so let's make this 10. Let's make this 10 to all. Copy this. You can make this 10 to this, 10. Okay, like this. And now you have to just choose all of these icons one by one. Okay, so this is also done. Now let's publish this. Here you can see we have to put some gap also. So let me go to the services, and here we can just go here, and here we can just have this gap like 60. Now you can see we have the experiences, and here you can see we have this first one, and here you can see we have this heading, and we can just make this 20. Now we have this experience here. Now what we can do, we can copy this here and we can paste this here. Okay, now this will say the experience like this, and you can see from the below we have this layout. Now let's do one thing. Now let's me add another grid container below this. Okay, and this is the one only, so we can just make this one, and rows would be some 5 something. We can just remove all of this, and now we can add this container here. Okay, and here we can just name this one. This is empty below, so we can just go here and remove all of this padding. Now we can add this two container again. Okay, we can click on this. Sometime it will work like this. Now you can see we have this two inners. We can name this inners. Okay, let's remove all of this padding. So we can just duplicate this. Now we can just go to the one like this, and we can make everything in the center. Okay, now we have the structure ready. Now we can just add these things. So we can just copy this on the top like this, and here you can see we have the January 2021 present. So we can just copy this here like this, and we can just make this smaller. Here we can also make this full width. Okay, now you can see we have this one. We can make this like this. Okay, we have this inner and we have this one, and here you can see we have to set the border color. So right now you can see we have the border color. So what we can do, we can just go to the one here. Let me add some padding to the top 20, and we can just go here, and here we have the border. Here we can set the solid, and here we can set this to 2 and this to the black. Okay, like this. Now you can see we have to just set this here, make this 18. Okay, like this. Okay, and here you can see we have the creative director. Okay, now we can just copy this, and here we can paste this, and here we can just have this to UK. Okay, and here we can just make this to like this. Okay, here you can see we have this like this, and this would be 10. Now you can see we have this one, and we can just duplicate this. And you can also duplicate this to 4. Okay, we can also increase the size of the experience if you want. We can make this 30. Okay, let's keep this same. So we can just go to this grid, and we can just add some 20 to like this, or we can just remove this. Okay, now you can just go here and preview this. So you can see that right now we have some different gaps. So we can just go to the grid, go to layout, and here you can see we have the gaps. So let's make this 0. Now you can see this will work fine. Now let's publish this once. Okay, you have to just replace all of this content from here. Now you can see we have this section. So for that, what we can do, you can see we have this to 4. We can just go to the grids and make this to 4. Okay, now we can add a new container. Okay, okay, let me go here again. You can just paste this container below. Okay, so this is added above, but we have to place this below this heading. Okay, we can place this below like this here. Now we can remove this everything. Now you can see we have this section. Now what we can do, we can just add the 3 containers inside this. Okay, we can just make this duplicate, and here we can just go here and we can make everything in the center. Now you can see for the below one, center one, we can just add an image, and the image would be this. And we can just go to the advanced. Here you can see we have the mask option and make this mask. Here you can see all of this layout, but we are choosing this. Now we have the hire me button, so we can just go here and we can add a new button here, and this is automatically have that colors hire me. Okay, now we can just go here and we can make everything in the center. Now you can see we have the 2 graphics here, so for that we can just add this image, and this is saying, now let's go here and we can choose this graphics, and for the second one also we can copy this and paste it here, and we can just replace the graphics by choosing this. Okay, so this is done. Now you can see we have this grid and this container, so we can just maintain some gaps from the top of this, so we can place the 30. Okay, so this is done. Now let's publish, and after publishing you can see all of these sections are done. Now let's try to refresh it here, and after refreshing, if I move below, you can see we have this services section also ready. Also we have this hover effect on this cards. Okay, so this section is also ready. Now let's move to the next section where we're gonna build this project section. Now let's move to the next section where we're gonna build this portfolio section. So for this, you can see we have to make this section. So for making this, what we can do, we can just add a new container here again. Okay, like this, and this time we can name this here portfolio, and here also we can name this 1300 max width. Okay, and here also we can just see this is looking like this. So now we can just add this here. Okay, and also we can go to the style, we can just choose the VG one, and here we can just add 80 to the top and 80 to the bottom like this. Now you can see we have to add this portfolio. Okay, and here we can just add this here. Okay, and we can just copy this also. Okay, and here also we can just go here we can just put this, and this is saying the portfolio. Okay, portfolio, and here we have the latest projects, and like this. Now we have this grid. Now we can just go here and we can add this grid here. Okay, here you can see we have a 6 grid. Now we can again go to this and we can add this. Okay, we have this container, and now you can see that we have to make these boxes. So for making these boxes, what we can do, we can just remove all of these paddings. Here we can name this box. Okay, and also we have to add some borders. First we can go to the border, go to the solid, make this 2, and here we can make this black. Okay, like this, simple. Now we can just add an image first. Okay, so this is the image, and we can just choose the image. So let's go here, and okay, now we can choose this. So you can see, now you can see we have this another box below, so we can just add a new container here below, and we can just go through this, and here we can just make everything at the start like this and make it 0, so we can remove all of this gap. Now we can just go here and we can make this white first. So let's make this completely white. Okay, like this, and also we can just put some padding like 20. Okay, now what you can do, we have to go to this inner. Let's name this inner, and here we can go to the border, and here also we can make this 2, and we can make this 2 black. So we can have this now. Now we can just add one container inside this. Okay, like this, and we can name this text. We can duplicate this, and we can just go to the inner and make everything in the center like this. Okay, so for the text we can have this 80%, and for this we can have this 20%. Okay, now you can see we have this icon, so we can just go here, we can copy this icon from here. Okay, we can paste it here. Okay, and here also we can choose the arrow. So let's choose the arrow here. The arrow would be this. Okay, and we can decrease the size of this. Let's make this to 20, or we can make this to 22. Okay, now we can just copy this. Okay, and here we can just make this like this. Okay, and here we can just make this full width. Okay, and here we can just copy this, and we can just paste this. Okay, and here also we can just make this, and here also we can just like this. Now we can go to the text part, and here also we can make everything in the center. This will be 10. Okay, so this is done. Now let's see, we can go to the box, the style, and here we can add the border, hover, and we can add the box shadow here also. This is 4 and this is 7, 1 and 1, and for this we can just make this full color. Now you can see on the hover we have this color. Okay, so this is also done. Now let me duplicate this. We have to just duplicate this now 6 times. Duplicate this. Okay, we can duplicate this again. Then we can again duplicate this, and we can duplicate this again. We can also duplicate this. So this is done. Now you can see we have this grid. Go to grid layout, and here we can just increase the gap of this to 30 like this. Okay, now let's publish. Here you can see we have this grid. We can just go to the advanced, and here we can add this to 20. Let us projects and grids. Now we have to just replace all of this content from here, and this will be done. Now let's go here and we can refresh this, and after refreshing you can see we have this here fully working. Okay, now let's move to the next section where we're gonna build this testimonial section. Now let's move to the next section. Here you can see that we have the client's testimonial section. So for making this section we can just go to this again, and here we can just add a new section. Okay, and here we can just rename this section to clients. Now you can see we have to make this again. So again we can put this 130 the max width. You can just make everything in like this, 80 to the top, and here also we can just make 80 to the bottom. Okay, and layout is 1300. Now we can just copy these things again. Okay, so this is the power of the Elementor, that you can copy and paste your section from anywhere. So this is looking like this, so we can just go here and make everything align. Now you can see this is done. Now let's copy this again. We can just go here and paste this. Here we can just add this. Okay, and here we can just add this. Now you can see we have this here, and here we can add this 30. Okay, now you can see we have the testimonial here, so we can just choose here carousel. Where is the carousel, baby? So this is the carousel, baby. Now let's wait this to load. Now you can see we have to show 3. So this is already 3, but we have to do some tweaks. So you can see here we can slide on display is proper. We don't want to change. If you want to change, you can just change this. In the setting we don't want to show this autoplay is okay. Now let's see, decrease the size 3. we want this everything. You can also pause on hover, just active and disable this. If you don't want that, pause on interaction. If you don't want to add the infinite scroll, you can also disable this. Navigation, we don't want the arrows, we only want the paginations, because okay. So now what we have to do, we have to just go to this below, and here you can see we have this. So in the first one, we can make this full width, and we can just remove all of these settings. Okay, now let's add this container in the first one. Okay, this also will be full width, and we can remove all of this padding not from here. Let's add this 30. Now you can see we have to go to this style, go to the border, and here you can see we have the border type. We can just make this solid, and we can make this to like 2 pixel, and we can make this to black. Okay, and also in the border radius we can make this 0. Now you can see we have these icons. So for the icon, we can just add an image first. So let's put that image. Here you can see we have these images. So let's choose that image. Suppose I want to choose this image. Okay, like this. Now we can just go here, and here you can see we have this mask option. Make this like this. Okay, now let's go to the layout, and here we can just make this custom. Okay, and here we can make this 27. Let's go here, and we can make everything in the center. Okay, let's make this here 28. Now we have this icon. We can just drag and drop this icon. Okay, here you can see we have this one. So we can just go here, and we can just choose here quit. Okay, and here also we can make this tag. Now we can make this to this. Okay, so this color is this, and we can make the secondary color to black. Now let's increase and decrease the size of this like this, 15. Now we have to put it at the top like this, you can see. So for that, what we can do, we can just go here, and here we can choose the EM. Just go to this, and we can just add this like this. Okay, so like this. Now you can see we have this one below text. So for the text, we can again just copy this from here. Okay, and we can just go here, and we can just paste this, and we can make in the center, and we can make this full width. Okay, and here also we can decrease the. Now you can see we have this again. So for this also we can just copy these things. Okay, now we can just go here and paste this. Make this center also. Okay, everything is in the center. Now we can just copy this below, and we can just paste this. Okay, and you can also go here, and you can just add some negative margin to the bottom like this. Okay, now we can just change the name of this. Like here we can add some name, Robert Pattinson from the Harry Potter, from the Twilight. Okay, you can add your random names also, and you can add some real names. Okay, so this is done, and now only we have to add the box shadow. We can just click on this container. Okay, so this will not work because we have the slide container at the top also. So we have to give some padding. So let's give some padding to the slides 20. Okay, so after that, let's put this 10 also. In the 10 it will also work, I think. Now go to the container, go to style, here go to the borders. Here you will find hover property. Here in the box shadow, here you can see 4, 7, and this is 1, and this is 1 also, and we can make this to black. Now if you hover, you can see we have this visible. You can also preview this finally. So this is done. Okay, so this is done. Now we have to just only duplicate this. You can also make this image a little bit bigger. So let's make this 30. Now we can just go to this slide, go to the carousel, here content, and we can just remove this. Now we can just duplicate this. Okay, so let's duplicate this 5 times. This is done. Now we have to design these buttons. Go to the styles, here you will find pagination, and here we can see we have this size option. Okay, let's make this 12. Color, we can also change this to yellow, or if you want you can just make this to black, whatever color you want. Okay, whatever color you want you can put it there. Let's wait for it. Okay, so it is loading right now. Let's wait for it to load. Sometime it also gone, so always publish your changes from here. So let's see, this is come here, and I think this is still loading, so we can just play according to your this if you want. Okay, so let's wait for it. You can see, so I think yellow would be good, so let's go to this yellow. Okay, let's make this yellow color, and you can just go here and we're gonna publish this. Now you can see that these arrows are little bit close, so for that we can just add some spacing from here. You can just play this. Let's keep this 20. Okay, so this is looking good. You can also keep this 30 here. Okay, so now you have to just replace all of this content. Everything is done. Now let's publish to the final part. Now let's publish this, and you can see we can just go here and we can just refresh this, and after refreshing you can see our testimonial sections are also ready like this. Okay, so this is also done. Now let's move to the final part of the video where we're gonna build the contact section. So you can see now we're gonna build this contact section. So now let's move to the next section where we're gonna build this contact section. So you can see we have this section now, so let's get started. Here we have to add the two section again, and what we can do, we can just rename this section here contact. Okay, and also we can just make everything here also we can write 1300 max width, and here we can write 80 pixel to the top, 80 pixel to the bottom. Okay, and here also we have this color. So we can just go here and we can add this BG color here. Okay, now you can see if I go below we have this full width, and we can remove this padding from here also. Okay, now you can see we have to add this, so we can just copy this from here and we can just paste this. Sorry for the some background noise, actually my daughter is there and she is only 1.5 years old, so she is making the noise. I hope you understand, kids. So let's make this contact. Also you can see we have this let's discuss project, so let me copy this from here and we can just go here and we can just go here and we can just add the let's build this project. So now you can see we have this. Now what we can do, we can just go here and we can just use this custom and we can make this full width. Okay, now we have this form, so let's go this, and below that we can add this form. So for adding the form we can add a container here first. Okay, then after that we can just make this container white. Okay, and here also we can just make this to 30 pixel. Here you can see we have this, so we can name this form box. Go to styles and here you can see we have the border. Here we have the border to be solid, and make this 2 pixel and we can make this like this. Then remove the border radius to 0. Now you can see we have this, so now let's copy this from here and we can add get in touch. Get in touch. Okay, now you can see we have to just style it. Okay, we can go here and we can make this 600. Now you can see we can just go here, copy this, and we can just go here and paste it. Okay, like this. Okay, here and here also we can just increase the size of this. So we can just increase the size of this to this. Okay, now you can see we have this form, so we can just choose the form here below. Okay, this is going outside, so we can just drag and drop this inside like this. Now you can see we have the first name email, so we can just go to this. Here we can just add the placeholder first name and we can make this to 50%, and here also we can have the email, so let's go here we can make this 50%. and here we can make this your email. Okay, now you can see we have the subject, so we can just duplicate this, we can use the same here. So here also we can add this to subject, and we can make this to 100%. Okay, and for the label also we can just use the same which we are using on the placeholder. So let's see. Okay, and here also we can just choose the subject, and the last one is the message, so we can just choose the medium. And here also we can just go to the button, here also we can choose the medium. Okay, and here also we can send this to submit. Okay, now you can see we have this column gap, we can just put the column gap 20 and the row gap would be 40. And for the label spacing we can have this 15. Okay, and here in the field option we can have this to 0, and here also we can make this border color to black. Okay, like this is done. Also, if you want to increase the size of this message box, you can just go here. Here you will find this message. Here you can just increase the row to 5. Yes, in this way. Now we can just let's style this button. We can just go to the button. Here we have the text color. We can make this to black, like this. Done. You can also make this smaller. So we can just place this. Okay, like this. And here we can just go to the button. Here we can make this to 30%, like this 30%. Okay, and we can just go here, fields, buttons, and make this in the center like this. Okay, so this is done, and we can just add this form box here, and here we can put this to 20. Let's publish. Now let's try to refresh this here. And after refreshing, let me check if the form is loaded or not. So if I go below, you can see, if I go below, you can see our form is loaded here. So yes, you can see this is done. Now we can add this thing. So you can see we have this design. So how are we gonna make this now? So for making this, we can use we have to use the grid here. Okay, so let me go here and we're gonna search for the grid again, drag and drop this. Also let's put some gap here like this, and we can put this gap of 60 pixel. Okay, now you can see we have this grid. Here we can make this grid to here I can make this to 1 and the rows are 3. Okay, and we can just go here and remove all of these paddings. Okay, and here we can just okay, let's make this 0. Here let's add this. Here let's remove the padding first. Now we have this container, and here we have to add the 2 containers. Okay, so this is a parent container, so we can name this main box. Okay, remove all of this padding. Now we can add the 2 containers inside this. So we can name this 1, and we can duplicate this, and this is the 2, and now we can go to the main layout, and here we can make everything in the center. Now you can see the first one is for the icon, so let's name this icon, and this is for the text. Okay, now you can see we have this main, and this is the icon. So for the icon I'm gonna give only 10% width. Okay, let's give this 20%, and for the rest I'm gonna give the 80% width. Okay. Now let me go here, and here we can just go to this. Okay, and here we can increase this to 30. and here we can just make this to 28. Here you can see we have this phone, mail, and this, so we can just for the first one we can have this phone number, so we can just choose this phone here. Here I have used the wrong icon, but you can use the right icon like this. Here you can see we have the phone. So what we can do, we can just copy this and we can paste this. Also we can copy this here, we can paste it here like this. So we can what we can do, we can just delete this and we can duplicate this only. So here we can write a phone and for the below one we can write the numbers. Let's copy this number also. Okay, and here we can just make this to 500. Okay, and here we can also make this to 24. Okay, and here also we can make this to 10. So now you can see we have this, and you can see for the main, if I give this to icon, if I give this to 10%, and for the text we can give this to 90%. Okay, this will look good. Now you can see we have this line below, so the line is for this text one. Okay, so we can go to this border. Here we can put solid, here we can put 2, and here we can put the black. Okay, and here we can put the 20. Now we can just go to the main and we can just duplicate this. Okay, you can just duplicate this like this. Okay, so now you have to just put this content here, like for the email. If you want the email, you can just go here and you can just choose any icon like envelope. So you can see we have this, and here also you can just replace this, and here you can say mail us, and you can just go here and you can just add some random contact at frameme.com. okay, like this. Okay, so you can just put all of this. Now you can see, let's publish this. Now we have to put this image. So for putting that image, we can just go here and we can just add this image. So for the image to be added, what we can do, we can just put the image here. Okay, let's put this image here, and we can just place the image to this container below like this by using this structure. So this is the power of the structure, so that's why the structure is very helpful. Now you can see we have placed this below this. So if we don't have the structure, we are not able to place that below like easily. So now we have to choose this image. So let's find this image like this. Okay, and we can also put some gap between this. Let's put the 30. Here we have this contact, and here we can also we have this. Now let's publish. So our contact section is also ready. Now let's publish, refresh this here. And after refreshing, let me show you. If I go below, you can see our contact section is also ready. Now we have successfully built all our sections. Now let's move to the final part of the video where we're gonna build the header and footer. Now for making the header and footer, now let's first make this header. Okay, so how we gonna make that header? So first we have to go to the appendix and let's add some menus. Here we can name this menu final menu. Okay, and here we can choose the header and create menu. Now we can just add these links. Okay, we can use some custom links also, like here we can add about. Then we have services skills. So here we can write this services. Here we can write this to skills, projects and contacts. Okay, so here we can write this to projects, and here we can write this to contact. Okay, let's save the changes. Now what we can do, we can just go to these templates, go to the theme builder and open this. Okay, now we can just add this header. Okay, let's add this header. Now you can see we have these things. Now let's me close this. Here we can choose this section, this layout. Here we can name this header. Okay, we can write this 1300. Okay, and here also we can just remove all of this. Only just put 20 to the top, 20 to the bottom. Let's put some color, white color, and we can also add some border below. Okay, we can add some 2 pixel border below and make this black. Now we can add an image. So image is our logo. So I have this logo, frame me. I will give you this logo. Okay, then we can use the custom value here and we can make this like this. Okay, so you can adjust according to how much you want. Now we can drag and drop this WordPress menu here. Okay, you can use the structure and place it below. Let's place this in the center first. Now we can go here. Here we can choose the background, and here we can choose the sweep right or sweep left, whatever you want to choose. I want to choose the sweep right. Okay, because I have this here. Okay, so now you can see here also we can use the full width, aside, make it center. Okay, that's it. Now go to styles. Here you can see we have the typography, make it uppercase. Okay, like this. Here also we can play with the size of this. So let me play with the size. Here also we can make this 500. Okay, now you can see we have this make this black color, and here for the hover make this black color, and here also we can make this too and make this black color. Okay, now you can see we have this vertical padding. So let me add this vertical padding to something 10, and we can also add this border radius to 100. Okay, and here we have the space between to 20, like this. Now you can see we have this button here. So for the button, what we can do, we can just copy this from here. Here we have the contact now. Contact now. Okay, and now you can see we have to make this sticky. So let's go to the header, and here we can just add to the advanced, and here we can have this motion effect and sticky at the top. Okay, in this way. And here also we can make this layout to 10, like this, 10. Publish. Here we can choose the entire side and save and close. Now we can go here and we can refresh this. Now after refreshing, you can see we have this header. Only let's put some more. We can make this 15, and we can also make this to 15. Here also see you have menu, so means this image logo. So we can just make this link to go to their respective. Always choose the site URL. Okay, now let's publish this. Okay, now let's try to refresh. Now after refreshing, you can see we have some padding, and this is now looking good. Also you can see we can put this hover effect, as I told how to put that. So you can just go here, choose the hover, and here you will see hover animation, so much animation. So we can just choose the bob animation like this. Okay, so now let me make this for the responsiveness. So you can see in the mobile this is looking like this, but in the mobile we are not gonna show this button. So just click on this button, go to advanced, and here we can go to the responsiveness part and hide it from the smaller screens. Okay, now go to the header, and here we can just put 10, and here for the toggle, okay, so first go to this here, and here we're gonna put some custom like this. Okay, and here we can just go to this toggle button. Here we can use this, and we can make this black. This is the border radius. Here we can also click on this. Okay, and for the drop down also we can have this 15. Okay, like this. And here for the hover we can have this, and for the text color also we can have this black. Okay, like this. Now let's publish. So this part is also done. Okay, so now let me go and we're gonna add this footer. So footer is very easy, so we are using a simple footer. So further also we have to go to this theme builder. Okay. And go to this footer. Now let's add the new footer. So you can see in the footer we have only two things, so let's make this quickly. So here also we can add this to like this, and here we can write this footer. Here also we can write this 1300. Here let's make this completely white, and border will be there at the top only, and this will be 2 pixels. Okay. Now we have to add the social icon, so we can put the social icon here, and here you can see we can also add from here. You can just add it like this here. If I want the Instagram icon, just place this. Okay. Now you can see we can make this rounded also. Here so much options are there, you can just go here and see. Okay, like this. But we want to use the custom color, and here for the primary color we are gonna use this, but we don't want this color, so we can make this completely blank, and for this we can make this black. Now you can see we have for the padding we can make this 0, and for the spacing we can have this 15, we can have this 20. Okay, and for the size we can make this to 20, and here in the icon hover we can have this to secondary color to this. Okay, and this hover animation would be grow. Okay, like this. You can also go here. Here also we can make this 20, and this would be 20. Then here you can see we have the copyright. So for the copyright we can just go here, and here we can search for the list. Okay, here we can also make the everything in the center. Okay, and here also we can make this like this, and here also we can use the copyright icon. Okay, and here we have the copyright 2025 remake all rights reserved. Okay, like this. Now let's publish this and entire site and save and close. So this footer will also work. Now let's go here and we can refresh this, and after refreshing, if I go below, you can see our footer is also here. Okay, so this is also working. Okay, so we have successfully completed all of the website. Only our two things are left, where I will show you how we're going to do the mobile part and also how to put some basic animations. Okay, so now let me show you how we're going to do the responsiveness part. So before that, let's make this footer also responsive. You can see we have this, so we can just go here and we can just make this 20, and we can just make everything in the center. Okay, and here also you can see this is automatically done. You can also place it in the center like this if you want. Okay, if you want, but I think this is looking good, so let's publish. After that we can just go here and refresh. Now let me go to this, and we're gonna, so now we are on the home page. Now we have to make this responsive. So you can see we have these things. So for the tablet and mobile, all the steps are same. So let's go to the mobile, and all the steps are same for the tablet also. So for making this responsive, what we can do, we can just go to this hero section first, and here you can see we have this 40, 40 and 0, 0. So we can just keep 40, 20, 40 and 20. Okay, so we can keep 40, we have 20, 40 and this 20. Now we have this and here also we can paste this to 40. Here also we can have this and make this full width. Okay, so you have to just play with these sizes and place it in the center. This is automatically done. Now we can go to this again. Here also we can do, and for the top we are going to use the 60 pixel. Here also 60, and here also 20. Okay, so this would be 30, 40, and here also we can make this full width. Okay, all the things are fully responsive, you can see. Similarly for this also we have to do this. So like this we can place it here 60, here we can place this to 20, 60, and here we can place this 20, and here also we can make this to 40. This will be full width. Here also we can make this to full width. Okay, all of these things are fully responsive. We can make this in the center also. So let's place this in the center. Okay, here we have to make this full width, so this is in the center. This is also responsive. Okay, if you want we can just okay, so you can just put some gap here. I think there you can see this, and there you can this, so you can just put some gap here like 20. Okay, so in this way you can just copy this to all. Okay, similarly you can copy this, let's copy this in this. Okay, so you can see this is done. You can also preview this in the mobile, how this is looking. This will look like this. Okay, so you have to just play with the properties. This is also done. Now let's publish, so we don't lose any changes. Now we can go to these projects, advanced, and here you can see we have this 60 at the top. Here we can put this 20, here we can also put 60, and this would be 20. Okay, and here would be 40, and this would be full width. Okay, and here we can also make this in the center like this, here in this center. Okay, so you can play with these properties, and you have to just make this accordingly, like this. Now let's publish this also. Always publish your changes, so sometime the site crashes or something happens, so you won't lose any changes. 60, and here also we can make this 20. Here we can make this 60, and this would be 20. For this also we can make this to 40, and here also we can make this to full width. Okay, all of these things are responsive. Publish this. Now we are on the contact page, so now we can just go here and we can just make this to 60, and also make this to 20, and this would be 60, and this would be 20. Okay, and here also we can make this to 40, and everything is done. Okay, here we can put this 20. Okay, so this is done. Here if you want we can just decrease the padding, like we can keep this 20, so we have this. Okay, now everything is done. This is coming here, so we can place this here. You can just copy this. Okay, you can just copy paste the styles of this like this. Okay, everything is done. Now let's publish. Now we have successfully completed the mobile part also. Now let me show you the responsiveness. Okay, so I think there is one issue that you can see we have this scroll here, so that is coming due to this. You can see if I go to the top, in the hero section we have put an image in the second, so this is the image, I think. Okay, so this should be something inside, so that's why now we can go to the position option and we can place this here. You can see we have this below image. Okay, you can also place this at the top like this here. Okay, this is the power of the Elementor and property absolute. Now let's publish. Now you can see that thing is gone, which is coming scrollable. Now let's try to refresh this again. And also when you change anything in the mobile, it will not affect in other screens. So you can see we have fully responsive website here in a very less time. Okay, so this is the power of the Elementor. You can build so fast website like this. Okay, and here you can see we have the toggle thing is also working. Okay, now let me show you how you can put some basic animations in your website. Suppose I want to put the animations. Let me show you how to put this animation in the services. Let's go to the services. Here you can see we have the service. Suppose I want to put this, so you can put animation and anywhere, like you can put the animation in the container, you can put animation in any widget or part. Suppose I want to put this in this button, so just click on this, go to advanced. Here you will find this motion effect. Here you can see enters animation, so you can suppose Suppose I want to add the zoom in animation. Here you can see so much animations are there. Here choose the animation duration, fast, normal, slow. So I will choose the fast, and here we will add the 50. So 50 is the animation delay. So for this one we can go to the motion effect. Here also we can put the slide in animation, and this would be fast and this would be 100. Okay, and here also we have this grid, so we can also add the animation in this. Suppose I want the animation in this, so we can just put this grid. Also you can add some sequence animation, like we can choose this box. Suppose I choose this box, and we can go to the motion effect, and here we can choose the slide in up. Okay, so this will come after 150, and this would be fast. Similarly we can do this for all, like this will also come after slide in up, and this will also come after the 200. So this is 150, then this is 200, and similarly we can increase and decrease all of this value. Like for this also we can choose slide in up, and this will also come after 250. Okay, so in this way we can just, so let me show you that we can just add it in all. Okay, and this would be 300, and the last one will be, you can just put the animation like sliding up, and this would be fast also. This would be 350, and one more animation is left for the rest box. Okay, so you can put animation anywhere. Okay, so I will show you this basic, and the similar way you can put everywhere. So this would be 350. Okay, so if animation delay, so always keep the animation delay little bigger than the previous, so it will have the sequence formation. So now let me show you the animation also. Now let's go below, and here you can see this animation is working in this. So let me show you again. If I go to the services, you can see this is coming and this is coming in a sequence. Okay, so in this way you can put all of these things, animations and all. Now one thing is also left, so like here you can see when we click it is going to the respective section, but in our this is not. So for that you can see we have some CSS ID at the top. We can put this CSS ID. So suppose I want this, so just choose the main container service, then go to the CSS ID in advanced, and here you can put the same name which you are showing here, which you have added in the menus. Then services is done. Here we have skills. Let's go here. Here we can also have this CSS ID skills. Okay, then we have the projects. So what name I have given here, projects. You can also copy this directly, and you can just click on this, that's skills, here projects. Okay, so in the similar way you can put all the CSS ID. Now let's see this is working or not. Now you can see if I click on this service, it is going to services, skills, projects. Okay, so in this way we can put. Now let me show you how you can add this scroll to top button. So for that we can just go to the plugin, we can add a new plugin. Okay, so you can do this in multiple ways, but I think this is the good way to do this. And here we can search for the WP front scroll. Okay, and here we can just install this. Okay, now we can just wait for it, and I will show you the next steps. We can just activate this now. Okay, here you can see we can enable this. Here we can auto hide this. Here we have hide on WP admin. Okay, hide this. Here you can see we can choose this icon. All of these icons are there. Here we have the custom URL. If you want to choose some different icon, you can just click on this and it will go to your media. You can choose it there. Okay, all of these things are there. Now let's see the changes. Here you can see all pages, including pages. So if you want to show in some different pages, you can just choose there also. Now let me refresh it and I will show you. Okay, I think we have put some wrong mail. Okay, now you can see this is done. Also this scroll to top button is there. If you can click on this button, I'll move to the top. Now let me show you the mobile part. This phone part is also working. Okay, so we have successfully completed our whole website. So I hope you understand how to build this type of awesome website by using the Elementor and the WordPress. This is also working in the mobile part, you can see. Okay, so all of the links are in the video description. You can just you can also buy this kit from the video description. All the images are free. Also, I hope you understand how you're gonna build this type of awesome website by using the Elementor and the WordPress. So if you like our video and if you are new to our channel, like and share our videos with your friends and subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna see you next time.